Says or cultivates an environment where he encourages the students to ask questions. And Aiden has a very curious mind, and he has a lot of questions that Mr. Orr readily answers them. And sometimes I even think he goes beyond the mark to answer questions outside the scope. Yeah, and I can see that Aiden has a very great interest in attending Mr. Orr's lesson, and it helps him. Mr. Orr shares a lot of real life experiences and stories, and these help them to apply the concepts they learn during these few topics that Mr. Orr is sharing with them. Through this 1 year that Aiden has been with Mr. Orr's lesson, he has enjoyed science tremendously, and in fact he has told me a few times that Mr. Orr is his favorite teacher. I can see that Aiden's interest in science has continued to grow because of Mr. Orr, how he delivers the concept and how he conducts the lessons. In fact, Aiden has a younger brother at P3 this year, so sometimes he helps the brother to answer some of the science questions. And when it comes upon some of the more difficult open-ended questions, Aiden will tell the brother, you know, right? This is the time when you need Mr. J's off, because he will explain to you how do you tackle questions like that. Mommy, you must sign him up, next year for Mr. J's lesson. And that's what I did. So the younger brother will be joining Aiden next year with Mr. J's regular classes. I attended somewhere else, and towards the end of the year at primary 4, that's when Aiden said, I actually really enjoy Mr. Orr's lesson more. And that prompted me to find out if Mr. J. Orr is having lessons elsewhere. And that's how I found out Mr. J. Orr started Germinate, and I tracked him down. And I asked Aiden, do you want to continue in this center, or do you want to go to Mr. J. Orr? And then he readily said, yes, can you put me back to Mr. J. Orr? And so that's what happened.
I like Mr. Orr's class because he makes science very interesting. Sometimes science can be a bit boring, but through experiments and stories, he makes them very interesting. Like, let's say the electrical question about the rice cooker and other stories as well. All these science lessons is very interesting. So like the balloon experiment. The balloon has air inside, then he will put it on top of a candle, and then you will see if it pops or not. I really like Mr. Orr's lessons because if I am enjoying myself, I can also enjoy science and learn at the same time. And not just through books and pages, but through real life experiences, through the experiments.